Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 188 of the Run in the Paint podcast. I'm Miles here with Ben, Nick, and Joey. Guys, how are you doing today?
Feeling good, feeling great. We're down to the last couple weeks of the regular season. Whew, it's getting intense, y'all.
Last couple weeks of the regular season, right in the thick of March Madness. We have another March Madness bracket, current nickname players today. I'm excited for that. Ben, we were talking about it, me and Joey, off cam, about who we thought might win the current nickname or who has the best current nickname. I don't know, Ben. What do you think? Any predictions for who could win today?
Who knows? I mean, there are some surprises to me in what you guys were thinking compared to me in the last one, so it could be the same in this one. That could make it a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun here on this episode. If you missed the last one, which was a week ago, unfortunately, we had illnesses and late start time that forced us to miss the last one. But in the last episode a week ago, we did the classic nickname bracket where Joey picked his 32 favorite nicknames among retired NBA players, put them in a bracket. We ranked them all and ended up picking Black Mamba, of course, as the best classic nickname. And now we've got 32 nicknames among current NBA players, and we'll see how those stack up to the classic ones. But we've got NBA news to talk about here today. So let's get started by going to POELTL. And Nick, sounds like we're going with an all-star player here for POELTL to start off with.
Yeah, we're going with Kawhi. He's having a great year. Let's see if that gets us a good start here.
All right. Western Conference big guy that isn't old and not in the Pacific Division.
With a higher jersey number than 4.
Yes.
Immediately thinking like Donovan Clingan for some reason.
Dude, that's what I thought.
You think
Well,
Donovan
then there we go. Let's just go with him right away. Let's not even think about it. All right.
Oh,
Northwest Division center that used to play for the Blazers that wears a high jersey number that is not a 7-footer, so he's right in that 6'9", 6'10" range.
and a high higher than 25.
You know, someone who comes to mind for me, I'm not sure how tall this guy is listed or how old he is at this point, but Jusuf Nurkic on the Jazz.
Yeah, I think that fits.
yeah, I would try that.
Like 27. He's number 27 too, right?
I think for Utah, 27, 30 maybe, one of those. Who else is there?
Portland big men that are no longer there, and I can only come to the only guys that came to mind are guys that are there, because I don't feel like they've really moved on from a ton of big men that are still playing.
Really, besides Nurkic?
Yeah, I think Nurkic is probably the best bet.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Jusuf Nurkic in 3.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
Good stuff. Jusuf Nurkic, who's had a actually pretty decent year for Utah. Let us know how long it took you guys to get Jusuf Nurkic. But let's talk about the NBA. And it doesn't happen a whole lot on this particular podcast, but let's lead off with the Los Angeles Lakers, guys, who have been absolutely on fire as of late. Now, of course, we're recording this after their winning streak comes to an end. They had won 9 games in a row before losing to the Detroit Pistons last night. But overall, the Lakers have been playing absolutely unbelievable basketball. They've been playing a lot better on the defensive end. Their clutch time plays continue to be phenomenal. And Nick, the play of Luka Doncic over the last month or so has been otherworldly.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be seriously considering him for an award at the end of the month that we have coming up. It's only the 3rd iteration of our Heart, Hustle, and Selflessness Award, but Luke is making a strong push for at least the silver or bronze candidacy, despite, the hustle part of his defensive game, I mean, despite that, he's averaging, I heard this morning on the Hoop Collective, which we like to reference on this podcast a lot, that he was averaging 36, 8, and 8 over like a 6 or 8 game stretch, which is just absolutely ridiculous.
Well, here are the numbers over each of the games. Over the winning streak, he averaged 40. And some of these games are crazy. He had the 60-point game at Miami the night before he had the 40 in Houston to put away the Rockets. I mean, in a brutal back-to-back, which I don't know how many people expected the Lakers to win both of those games at Houston, then getting to Miami late and beating a good Heat team, and Luka scoring 100 points in 2 nights. I mean, that's just unheard of.
It's why he's one of the best players on the planet. It's why we always consider him for an MVP, even though he hasn't got it because of what Nick said of his defensive efforts. But, like, this is what he does. Like, he is just – I hate talking about the Lakers and I hate watching the Lakers, but he makes me want to watch the Lakers because he's just so fun to watch. He's just incredible, especially over this winning streak. The winning streak that just ended. But he was just absolutely fantastic. But honestly, I want to shine a light on those other guys. A lot of those other guys came to play. Marcus Smart has been hitting the threes lately. Luke Kennard has been fantastic. He hit a big shot to win it the other day and against the Magic, right? Oh, man. Honestly, I kind of like that play because he had so much time. He was so open that he, like, if you notice, he had time to readjust his arm sleeve right before he hit the game winner. This Lakers team might be the real deal if they can lock in like they just were.
Yeah, Ben, this is a team that's been playing phenomenal basketball as of late. What do you think has been the biggest difference in them playing this well as of late?
Well, it's got to be better defense. Like, guys are more bought into that end, seems like, including Luka Doncic himself is some has played well at times defensively, even scoring crazy amount of points in games recently. I mean, it's funny, but it's a good sign for Luka. You got to take that, and role players have done, bit more better. Good for them. After me before with the Lakers, when they're struggling sometimes, be harping on, hey, these role players gotta step it up. But Luke Kennard, though, he's stepped it up since he's came to the Lakers. He's hit the good scoring punches off their bench, plays a good defense. He had that big game-winning shot against the Magic. He's turned out to be a pretty nice addition for them that they got at the trade deadline.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing that has happened over this stretch has been those guys at the top of the lineup figuring out their roles and striving in them. I know we've talked about it all season long, even going back to the offseason, how they've got all these guys in the starting lineup that are offensive minded, that want the basketball in their hands, and it's just not really going to work. And at the start of the season, we kind of saw that when the big three of Luka, Reeves, and LeBron James were all in the lineup, there wasn't really that much success to start off with. They were actually playing better with 2 of the 3 on the floor. But over the last month or so, I think LeBron has become very comfortable being a third option and being okay taking, 13, 14, 15 shots per game, maybe less, and just being ultra efficient. He's such a smart basketball player. He knows how to fit in with the shots he's taking. And with LeBron James stepping back and taking the role as being the third guy, a guy like DeAndre Ayton was literally forced to look in the mirror and say to himself, look, you're not that guy. You're not that guy. On this particular team, you're an energy guy. And he's been playing a lot better as of late. So I think that LeBron recognizing that he's the third string or the third, option guy with the basketball behind Luka and Reeves, I think that has trickled it down for everyone else. Because if the greatest player of all time is stepping back, everyone else has to fall in line.
You follow that kind of leadership. You lead by example. It's one of the things that I've always admired about LeBron, especially in Cleveland. Like, him just willing his teammates, even in the first time he was in Cleveland, and obviously the second time, he just wills his teammates to be better. He makes everyone else around him better. And you're still seeing it, even though he, like you said, he's just taking a step back. but that selflessness is, like you said, it's infectious.
Yeah, Miles, you put it really well. I totally agree. I think it is trickling down, and DeAndre Ayton is a huge X factor if he can play that role for them. With LeBron taking less shots and less dribbles, like it's not like he doesn't know how to play like that. Like it reminds me of a little bit, when he was in Miami with Chris Bosh and D Wade. Like he was trying to be super efficient and taking less shots and stuff. And even like if you watch high school film, he's not the one bringing it up all the time. Like he had guards on those teams, and like he probably, I mean, I would imagine like had thoughts like that. Like I need to play like I did in high school, like just slash to the rim and get out in transition and attack the basket and stuff. So I think he can be really great in that role. And yeah, that's all I got to say right now. There was something else, but I forget.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just been crazy, Ben, how LeBron has played recently. I mean, sometimes he's gotten off to slow starts, like the game against Detroit today. He didn't score in the first half, but still managed to put up a decent stat line, was one board away from a triple-double. But then he has games like the second time they played Houston last Wednesday, when he had 6 dunks in a game. I'm like, my goodness, how does a 41-year-old get 6 dunks in one game? It really is crazy how well he's playing his role right now for the Lakers.
Yeah, LeBron James, he's just great. He's still going. He's still going. He knows when will stop. He knows how to keep himself fit good, Gotta give him my credit. Still there again, LeBron. Yeah, you guys are right. He's been great as like that third option guy. Trying to do what's best for the team to win. It's turned out to be what's been best for the Lakers, though. Win more games.
Even 20 years later, we are all still witnesses.
Yes, we are. And he has been huge. And obviously, Luka's been great. Austin Reeves continues to play really well. And, I think this Lakers team, I mean, they continue to dominate in clutch games. Like, I have a friend here, that's a huge Lakers fan. Shout out to Brett, also known as BA. I know we've got our own BA on the podcast. Yeah, the fake BA. But we're watching these ends of the games together, these last few, and when you look at the games against Houston, against Miami, against Orlando, and even this Pistons game, even though they lose, I'm just like, look, if they get into a close game, if it's within distance in the final 5 minutes, you're thinking that they're going to win the game because they have Luka, who, when he's making shots at the level he was hitting them against Houston and Miami, then you're just not going to be able to stop that because he is going to take some bad shots and make them, but also make some crazy plays, and you have to live with them. But if you're in a close game and you're the Lakers, you feel really good. And when they get out to a good start and have a decent lead, you feel pretty good too. I think the stat is when they have a 15-point lead this
14.
season, they're like 14-point lead. They're like 30-0 or something,
That's
undefeated when they get a big lead. So it's hard to come back against that team because offensively they have so much talent and they have elite offensive engines to lead the way.
Do you guys think they're after this big winning streak, and even though they just lost, do we think they're bigger contenders now? Like, are you or not? Like, do you still think they're just like wherever we put them in the tier list, like the outside shot or whatever? Like, do we think they should be kind of higher after that? Like, have they shown you guys something?
Yeah, we got to ask the question because it is. I mean, they've beaten really good teams during this winning streak, and it's nine in a row. Ben, what do you think? Let's start with you. Do you think the Lakers have jumped up to actually be a championship contender this season?
Well, the Lakers have played really well recently, but I still wouldn't say championship contender yet. I still think the Thunder and the Spurs are above them, like a tier above them in the West, just because I still think those teams are more complete and have the better depth still. But the Lakers, I still think, could make some noise in the playoffs if they play good defense too, especially along with Luca going crazy still somehow at offense, looking like an MVP kind of Luca, and the other scorers, playing in those roles that's been working for them. I like the Lakers. I'm a bit higher on them now than I was before, but I still don't think like championship contender yet, and that still is not totally going to be easy for them in the West, but could win their first round, maybe second round playoff games.
Nick, what are your thoughts?
I would have to agree with Ben. I think he put it really well. Can you bring up the tier list? Do you have it?
I can go find it. I'll find it real quick.
It's all right because I feel like they're in the if the stars align tier now. That's kind of where I feel like they're at for me, because I don't think that they're guarding San Antonio or Oklahoma City in the half court, and I do think that those teams are more complete and depth wise. Like Ben said, they're just better off.
There it is.
Yeah, but they can move up 2 tiers in my opinion. I think there's probably 4 teams in each conference that have a viable shot to win it. And the Lakers are like that 8th team now after this winning streak.
Yeah, and again, this tier list is something that we updated a couple weeks ago. We're gonna be back in a couple weeks to update it for the final look. Heading into the playoffs. But I would probably have to agree. I think that at that time, the last 2 times we've looked at the tier list, February and March, that I would have been surprised if the Lakers had won a playoff series because we had not seen this defensive intensity for them the entire season. And now we're getting a stretch where we can see the vision of it working. Now, the question is, can it work throughout a series when you can game plan to go up against those guys? Because honestly, I feel like around the similar time last year, the Lakers were going on a winning streak. They had just beat Denver. They had some big wins, and they were looking good defensively. But when it came down to the playoffs and they matched up against Minnesota, the Timberwolves executed their game plan to go at Luka and Reeves, and it worked perfectly for it to be a 5-game series. So, in that case, we'll see if it's the same thing as last year. I do feel better about their chances this year, and I'm now at the point where I expect them to win a series. I think they should win a series, and if they lose in the first round, it is an absolute disappointment of a season for them. But you never know. Like, I'm starting to get myself excited for a potential second-round matchup if they were to go up against the Spurs, because that could be one of the real ultimate tests of, a super young, a really good basketball team in the Spurs that's really young and is led by, the next big thing, versus a Lakers team which has the experience and really good stars still at the top as well. So I'm already getting excited about that potentially being a playoff matchup. But the Lakers definitely do have to take care of business and make sure that this week-long or this month or 2 to 3 month or week-long stretch isn't their peak.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Well, that was a
Do you think
big
they're a better
too.
defensive team this year? Do you think they're better? Because I don't.
I would say they're better. Why would you say they're not better?
Well, when you get to the playoffs, you'll shorten the rotation. Like their calling card, their best hand is going to be just having Luka bring the ball up every time. And like you said, in this 7-game series with the Spurs, like hopefully their inexperience doesn't allow them to like execute their game plan as well as Minnesota did last year. But like they got Luke Kennard, who may be in their rotation this year now, and like if Jake LaRavia is out there with Marcus Smart, who's a year older, Luka's a year older, AR, then I don't think improved defensively or got more capable of staying in front of anybody on the perimeter. The only guy who might give a better effort is like Ayton now, but if they picked up the effort wise and like the mental part of it, like that could be part of it. But I don't think like on paper they're a better defensive team.
To me, I think they're a better defensive team this year because one, they're bigger. Last year in the playoffs, they started Jackson Hayes at the 5, but remember, he would only start like the first 5 minutes, and they would play
Yeah.
Finney Smith and LeBron and Rui at the 5, and that's
right.
just not your recipe. So now they have Ayton and Hayes that can play, the 5 positions. And I think having a guy like Marcus Smart, who is a former Defensive Player of the Year and has been good this year, I think it does at least make them better on paper. How much better? We'll see, because I do agree that it may not be the biggest improvement, but I do think that it is at least a little bit better offensively. I am a little concerned about their bench come playoff time because you mentioned guys like Kennard, maybe Jake
Vanderbilt.
LaRavia. Like Luke Kennard, I get a little concerned with if he can actually stay on the floor in the playoffs and not get played off the floor, because we've seen that in spots past. And if that's the case, then it's heavy minutes for that starting 5, which we saw was a big problem in the Minnesota series last year.
Yeah, never forget JJ Redick playing the entire same 5 guys the whole second half when they went out, right?
Correct. Gosh, I still kind of feel bad for JJ in that situation because we should give him a lot of credit too. This is the first time we've mentioned his name. We're talking about them. He's done a terrific job in the win against Orlando. He drew up some amazing ATO plays in the clutch for them to get LeBron wide open under the basket, then Luke Kennard wide open for that game-winning 3. Like, he's just a mastermind with deciding what to do. But I feel bad for him in that situation because they were close to winning that game, and if they had won the game, it's like, oh, he's a genius. Yeah. But they lose. But either way, shout out to JJ Redick. Shout out to the Los Angeles Lakers for playing so well as of late. We'll see if they can keep it up for the rest of the regular season and keep it going. And we'll see if Luka Doncic can avoid getting suspended with the technical fouls thing, because that did happen. He picked up his 16th tech in that Magic game. It got rescinded for him to play in the Detroit game, which, of course, they ended up losing. Let's talk a bit about the Pistons, actually. The Pistons pick up the 113-110 victory thanks to a 30-point performance from Dennis Jenkins, who is starting for them now that Cade Cunningham is sidelined with the collapsed lung that was announced a few days ago. It just sounds horrible. Collapsed lung. Like, that just sounds awful. And, we don't know when he's going to be back, Joey, but it sounds like he could be out for the rest of the regular season, which could be a big blow to this Pistons team. I mean, they've still found ways to win without him. The Lakers win was their 4th win in a row, so they now have a 5-game lead above Boston for the 1 seed. But, Joey, obviously rough news for Cade and the Pistons.
Very rough news, because even though we're not really that high on the Pistons, even though they've been the 1 seed all year, it is very crucial if they want any chance in the playoffs to get the 1 seed and to have that home court advantage. It is very crucial, and it really sucks that they're not going to have Cade for this final stretch. But I still think they can hold on to that. Like, getting wins like this against the Lakers just fuels them to get a little more confidence for those other guys. I think this especially was a huge win against, like we were just talking about, a Lakers team that has been on fire. But I don't really know what else I want to see from the Pistons. I feel like there's nothing new that they're doing, or that I'm saying that changes my mind, even if they hold on to the 1 seed. Like, I still am not high on them. But if they have any sort of chance, they still need to keep the 1 seed.
I think this is an opportunity that could be a blessing in disguise for them, because they're going to have to figure out who else is a viable option to go to if Cade is getting his coverage switched up every time he has the ball, or they're sending double teams, or they're guarding the screens differently, or he's having to work
or just the minutes where he's not in the game.
Exactly. So this is going to force them to have Dennis Jenkins 30 balls, and maybe like Tobias Harris gets it going and Kevin Huerter can get hot. So they're going to have to figure it out. So it might be a blessing in disguise, so that when they roll into the playoffs, like, these guys have built a little bit more confidence and are hot at the right time. Like Miles just said about the Lakers, they can't be peaking now. Maybe the Pistons are just building steam without Cade here. The other thing that you said was that they need home court advantage, and I'm not sure if that's true because I don't think they've won a home playoff game in like 20 years or something like that.
Well, I mean, when you go on, I mean, obviously they had the long playoff drought, and they were just in close games last year. I mean, I think we can all say, I know it may not come out and appear like that after some series, but having home court advantage in the number one seed is very important. Like, at least I think so.
I do as well. I like, regardless of what you think, like if they have a chance and play a good series against, if they happen to go against Cleveland in the second round or something like that. If it goes 7 games and they have the home court, who knows what'll happen?
JB's revenge.
Yeah, like who knows? They got the home court. The Detroit basketball, their fans are rabid. Like they're dying for this kind of stuff. Like them being the number one seed and having all these home playoff games. I think honestly, that's why I think they're like perfect. And like, if the stars kind of aligned tier or whatever that we were putting them in, or the one right below, like if they want anything to go right their way, home court advantage is the first step.
Yeah, and I think even looking at last year's playoffs, we had 4 game 7s in the playoffs last year, and 3 of the 4 game 7 winners were the home team, the higher seed. So just having the final game at home, just for one game, I think is very important. I mean, we saw game 7 of the finals last year. OKC won. They had a game 7 against Denver that they won. If Denver had a game 7 against the Clippers that they won. I mean, you never know. I mean, if those games are not played in OKC, we could have an entire different outlook on the league today. But I think home court is just so important, even if it's for the most important game of the season, you get to play it on your home court.
Yeah.
But Ben, what are your thoughts on the Pistons' outlook over the rest of the season here now that they've got 11 games to go, and it sounds like Cade is probably going to be out for the rest of them?
Yeah, the Cade thing, that surprised me. That's unfortunate that happened, and it's a tough blow, but I hope they somehow have him back. He's ready somehow for the first round of the playoffs, but we'll see. But yeah, Dennis Jenkins had a great game tonight against the Lakers. Well, he's gonna be relied on to step it up and be doing something like that, possibly more consistently while Cade's out of the lineup. Dern, he's a pretty good player. He put up points on offense. He plays great defense. I really like the defense Dern had on Luka to force Luka to take that tough shot to help win the Pistons the game in that one. And the Pistons could just, win like most of their games in the regular season. I still think they could get the 1 seed. They have a nice little lead with the 1 seed on the Celtics right now. And yeah, home court would be really important for them. And Pistons are a good young team, but yeah, things come down to health sometimes, and they're going to really need Cade back for the playoffs if they want a chance, because it could even be tough in the 1-for-8 matchup, even if they're the 1 seed. If Cade's still that back, you never know.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too. Like, I wonder if it holds up like this and Cade is still out for the first round. Like, there are a lot of people that aren't giving the Pistons any chance to like go to a conference final. And I know we may have even said that on here before, just because we have them on the tier list. We had them in upset potential or outside shot, or one of those tiers that isn't in if the stars align. And with how competitive those teams at the bottom have been, like Detroit, Charlotte first round, or Miami, any of those teams, like that could legit go either way, depending, on what happens.
If we're being honest, like without Cade, they're a playing team. So
yeah,
I mean, we could say that, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take away from these other guys either because they haven't.
Sure, no, I mean,
Because they've
I'm not
won
trying to do that.
won 3
Yeah.
straight games without him too.
I'll follow that up by saying most of I don't know if this is going to give them any more credit or not, but I will say that right now I would pick the Lakers and the Pistons go to the finals because everything I'm supposed to like I'm going to do the opposite of what I think would happen. So OKC and Boston would be my pick right now. So I'm going Detroit and LA.
What?
Oh, that's crazy. I was just looking at Detroit has a really tough schedule, like for the rest of the year. Like they only have 3 games that are against below 500 teams for the rest of the year. Like it very well could be like they play New Orleans, Milwaukee, and Indiana. Everybody else that they play for the rest of the year is in the play-in or a playoff spot.
And New Orleans, I know we've been trashing them almost the whole year, but they've been playing some solid basketball recently. We were talking about in the pre-pod live, but they've been okay lately. So, yeah, the Pistons, I mean, the good thing is that they've given themselves a 5-game cushion over Boston and New York and Cleveland for, the top spot. So they have that cushion, and this win against the Lakers was huge. Well, this Hawks game on Wednesday will be interesting because I know we talked about the Hawks on the last podcast. They got a bunch of wins in a row. They've been really hot, but they've also played a bunch of the big tankers in the league. They had a nice test against Houston last week, and they got completely destroyed. So we'll see how they actually fare when they go up against the Detroit Pistons. But I'm excited to see how they play. I mean, I think they will be able to keep the 1 seed, especially since Boston had a very weird loss on Sunday at home against the Anthony Edwards-less Minnesota Timberwolves, where for all intents and purposes, Boston scored 9 points in the fourth quarter, which is crazy. Like they had 9 points with a minute and a half left in the fourth quarter, and they took all their guys out once the game was over. So it was a horrible fourth quarter. So, in that situation, I think Detroit will keep the 1 seed because they have this lead. And I agree, Nick. I think this is a great opportunity to see what these other guys can do with Cade Cunningham out. Jalen Duren continues to be awesome. He's continued to get better here even lately. And I love that over these last few games, we're getting to see, and NBA fans are going to start to really watch Jalen Duren in the playoffs and see that he isn't a guy that is only getting spoon-fed from Cade Cunningham. Like, that dude dribbles around. He can make plays for his teammates, drives to the basket, is able to finish around the basket. He's obviously a huge guy, so he can get rebounds, go up, and finish. He gets to the free throw line a lot, and he's a very good free throw shooter for a big guy, too. The last 5 games, he's averaging 26 points and 10 rebounds a game, shooting 71% from the field and 73% from the free throw line. I mean, this is a guy that is going to be able to get these on-ball reps with the ball in his hands with Cade out. And that's going to be huge for him come playoff time when teams are going to game plan to try to stop him and Cade, the 2 all-stars for Detroit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like I said, they get hot at the right time.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the Pistons, but obviously hope that Cade Cunningham can get better. The big unfortunate thing for him is that if he doesn't return the rest of the season, he's not going to qualify for All NBA or the awards, which he was definitely going to be an MVP candidate if they were the number 1 seed. And that's just, I know that's been a big topic lately, the 65-game rule, which is, the intention was to, not have players rest games, but now we have deserving players that have just legitimately gotten hurt that are just not going to qualify for the team. So the all NBA teams are going to be very janky this year because of guys and the games played.
I know there's a lot of talk, but I don't know about y'all. I still stand by the rule. I still think it's a fantastic rule because the best ability is availability. If you are not on the floor, you cannot produce your team to win. You are not valuable. You can't be a most valuable guy if you are not playing a third of the season. Like there's no value to you because you're not playing those games. I don't know. I still like the rule. I know there's a lot of conversation about it, but I still think it's a fantastic rule.
Might be a coach in you after all, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll have to see when the season ends who will qualify for for those awards. But I do see your point, Joey, because it is hard to have those guys that are out a whole lot and have them on those teams. But at the same time, like I feel like it's wrong if we have a lot of players that are going to have to play in nearly every game to match the requirement, and if they are injured and have to miss a few games, it feels wrong that the overall story of the season, because that's kind of what you look at with all NBA teams. You see, the top players. Oh, these were the top players this season, and not have Cade on there, not have Wemby on there. Like I think those are big things. Like Luka, Shea, Ant, Tyrese Maxey, Kawhi, Jokic, none of those guys are qualified yet. They'd have to play in a majority of these final games to finish. So if that were to be the case, I feel like it wouldn't give a full picture of how the season ended, but you would just say there were a ton of injuries to the star players.
That's the issue, I think. I don't think it's like, I was going to say, I think the rule is perfect to get people to stop resting. But the problem is with the injuries and stuff, that's not the rules issue. That is the NBA scheduling issue, in my opinion. My biggest gripe of this year, and it's because of all these players that you're talking about that aren't going to meet the requirements. Well, it's because they're playing more back-to-backs than they ever have. What was it, like a month ago, the Cavs had 5 games in 7 days, and then a week later, 2 games in 7 days. Like, you can't spread that up. Like, the scheduling just makes no sense. People talk about, we need to shorten the games of the seasons, we need to extend the regular season. It's like, just schedule it normally. Schedule it so you don't do these back-to-backs. Or if you do back-to-backs, make sure it's 2 home games that are back-to-backs. Not, I'm in Cleveland. Like if you're the New York Knicks, I'm in Cleveland for a back-to-back, and then I got to go to Boston the next day. Like, it's not that far of a flight, but that's just traveling. You're not getting any rest. At least going home in your own bed would help. Like, the scheduling infuriates me this year. Sorry, rant over.
I completely agree. There's been definitely some weird quirks in the schedule this year, and that could definitely have an effect on some of these injuries and some of the all NBA teams that come out, a few months later down the line. But someone that made all NBA last year that has missed a majority of the season this year due to injury made his return. Jalen Williams for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who I want to say only played in like 28 games before tonight, returned, and the Thunder blew out the 76ers. Jalen Williams had 18 points. The other Jalen Williams had 18 points, so that was fun. Those two guys are back on the floor. And the Thunder continue to just play really, really well. The win against the Sixers, that's their 12th win in a row. And they continue to just play great. I mean, Ben, the rich get richer. They get one of their more valuable players back here with now 10 games remaining left in the regular season to try to get him back in the rhythm of playing here before they go in and try to repeat as champions this playoffs.
Yes, a great time to get Jalen Williams back. He's a good time here, to try to get back in the rhythm with some regular season games left to help him get back to form, with still a decent amount of time that could help him before the playoffs start and the intensity of the playoffs, of course. But great for the Thunder that Jalen Williams is back. And I know even when Williams was playing earlier the year, he kind of struggled at times, but hopefully for him and the Thunder, he could get back to more what he was looking like last year for them in the postseason again this year.
Yeah, it's big for the Thunder, too, that they continue to win these games, because the San Antonio Spurs have been on fire as of late as well, Nick. They've only lost 2 games since February 1st. They've only lost 2 games since February, and they're still knocking on the door here. I mean, there's still 10 games left for these two teams, but it's only a 3-game gap here, so the Spurs are still trying to catch the Thunder for the 1 seed.
Yeah, and obviously they have the tiebreaker beating them 3 out of 4 times this year. I don't know what's going to happen with that race, but yeah, like you said, the rich get richer. J Dub looked great in his return because in only 20 minutes he had 18 points on 14 attempts with 6 assists. Like that is really efficient and really impactful. What also the other thing that really impressed me from this game was VJ Edgecombe had a great game, and in his last 10 has been doing really well, averaging 26 and 4 in his last 10. So man, did the Sixers find a good pick like in the lottery, like getting moved up with him too?
Yeah, I don't think it gets talked about how they just made the right decision with the pick, because going into the draft, I know one of the consensuses was that Ace Bailey would be number 3 before, he started turning down, draft workouts with teams. And then BJ became, the clear guy at number 3, and he has absolutely been the right pick for them. And he and Tyrese Maxey are going to be a great backcourt for them now and into the future.
Yeah, I love watching Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. I can't wait to watch them for the next 5 years plus together. Hopefully they just stay healthy.
Yeah, which has not been the case for the 76ers, throughout the season. This race in the Eastern Conference play-in is also going to be a fun one to watch here the rest of the season. I mean, when we came on the last podcast, we were talking about, again, the Hawks, how hot the Magic were playing, how well the Heat were playing. Blink of an eye, Orlando and Miami are now on 5-game losing streaks and are back down to 8 and 9 when they were just like 5, 6, 7 seeds. So everything keeps flipping back and forth here. The poor Charlotte Hornets, I feel like, have not jumped up from 10th in like forever. I feel like they've been here the whole entire time since they made their run to
They're
jump
right
up.
Where
But
they want to be.
They're right
Where
where
they
they
want to be.
You think so?
Well, yeah, they'll build some steam by winning their first playing game, and then they'll win their second, and then they'll sweep the Pistons in 4.
Oh, Lord.
I will say, with the losing streaks, though, Charlotte is only half a game behind Miami and a game behind Orlando. So, and Charlotte's on a 5-game win streak right now. So, with those teams being so hot and cold, Charlotte, ever since the All-Star break, or even honestly, ever since July, the new year, they've still been really good. They can finally climb up, I think, though.
Yeah, they should if they just keep on doing what they have been doing. I want to say that Paul George should be back soon too.
That's right. Shout out Mr. Skufka picking him up in our fantasy league today. If Mr. Skufka's on the waiver wire, he's coming back.
Yeah, I want to say, let's see, I'm doing quick math here. 20. I believe he missed the Thunder game was his 24th or 25th missed game of the suspension. So he might be back for their next game, which would be huge if he could.
Yeah.
Which would be great for them. I mean, of course, Embiid has been out recently, with injury, and they've just been trying to just survive and stay like right there to try to at least host the play-in game. Because when you're in those spots, that's what you kind of want. You either want to get into the top 6 and not have to worry about the play-in, or if you're going to be in it, get 7 or get 8. So at least you get to host one of the games. And that's what the Sixers are trying to stay and do, because when healthy, I mean, they have the best team among, these players, but obviously they've not been healthy for the whole season, for the last several years. But, guys could be coming back at the right time with Paul George coming back. Embiid, I'd expect to be back in the next week or so to try to make this push to stay in the play-in or get in the top 6. So that'll continue to be an interesting race to watch out for.
It's funny you say that the Sixers haven't been healthy the last couple of years. You can go back like a decade, and they haven't really been the healthiest team.
Very, very true. I'm actually curious the status of Embiid. I feel like every day it's just kind of a day-to-day sort of thing, but I definitely do think he will be back, and that'll be a huge get for the Sixers. We'll see if the Magic or the Heat can now get back in their winning ways. They've been inconsistent the whole year, but again, this Eastern Conference race is so fun. It's looking like a guarantee that we're going to get 10 teams with above 500 records in the East, which is wild.
Great. I love that.
Yeah, and a conference that we were saying coming into the year is, completely wide open, which it is, but when you say wide open, it kind of makes it feel like, they're just a garbage conference, not a lot of great teams. You got 10 good teams with above 500 records that all, depending on, the Pistons situation in the first round, could have a chance to, do something. So it's going to be a lot of fun going into the playoffs.
Yes, it will.
But now let's get into, actually, before we get to the bracket, almost forgot to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks, a team that is not in the top 10, releasing Cam Thomas today, a couple hours ago, before recording. Cam Thomas signed with Milwaukee after being bought out by the Brooklyn Nets at the trade deadline. He plays 18 games, 11 points per game, had some big games more so earlier in the tenure when Doc Rivers and yours truly were comparing him to Jamal Crawford and Lou Williams. And now he's released from a team that is, doesn't really have a chance to make the planet. Ben, you like this move?
It's a move that shocked me. I didn't see it coming, especially after all the Doc Rivers praised him. But, well, yeah, I mean, I don't agree with it. I still think he should have kept them, I guess, but maybe it was for money purposes they released him.
Well, the reason is they released him to sign Pete Nance to a standard NBA deal, and Pete Nance has been shooting the lights out from three. So I actually think doing that to sign him was smart, but it is just crazy. It is just crazy though. That's such a great scorer, gets released from this team, and it makes you wonder, Joey, what's going to be next for Cam Thomas, because it's been kind of a crazy year for him.
I hope he signs with Houston just to get out of the playoff, because we were thinking that he might go there when he got bought out the first time. So maybe he lands there right before the playoffs. I don't know. I'm with Ben. The Bucks, I don't know what they're doing. I didn't know what they were doing a month or two ago when they said they were still contending and that they're still trying, and that's why they wanted to keep playing Giannis. And that's why they signed Cam Thomas. And here we are a month later. Nothing has changed except them finally admitting defeat and that they are done.
Well, that they want to sit Giannis for the season, and Giannis still wants to play. So things continue to just be, crazy for that Bucks team. I keep saying, the Bulls, just come on, jump up one spot so that the Bucks at 12 prediction can come true. Because this is honestly, from the beginning of the season, that was one of the bolder predictions I had. And this is going about as exactly as I thought it would, to be honest. I thought this was going to happen.
If you bet $1 at the beginning of the year on the Bucks to be the 12th seed, you probably would have won $250.
Probably could have gotten something, honestly.
And for more Bucks, news and stuff, stay tuned for our next episode. Miles will be bringing you all of their off-season forecast, because that's what we're doing in our next episodes. We're previewing all the lottery teams. But for the Bucks, I forget what I was going to say. Go ahead.
That's about how it is for the Bucks. So we can just move on. Let's go to our bracket now. Our current nickname bracket in the NBA. Again, if you missed the last one where we did our classic ones, we'll lay it out for you. Joey went through and got his 32 favorite NBA nicknames among current players, listed them out in order. We put them in a bracket here, and us three gentlemen are gonna try to determine which ones are the best in each different matchup. Joey will go through all the matchups with us, and we'll see which nickname is the best among the current nicknames, and if it can rival the Black Mamba, who won the classic nicknames bracket last week. So here, I guess, first, here is the whole bracket. Now, it's super small. We'll obviously get to all the matchups, but quick preview. This is the full bracket.
Yes, this is honestly I thought it would have been a lot harder to find some of the current nicknames, but there's actually a lot of good ones I think could rival the Black Mamba. So
Okay.
let's start it off with the 1 seed versus the 32 seed. We got King James, obviously as the 1 seed. The most iconic, put the crown on. He's the most iconic man on the planet. Versus the Black Falcon. Can anybody tell me who that is? Nick?
I got it. I know who it is. Do you guys know who it is?
No.
Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes is the Black
Barnes.
Falcon. So who do we got? King James or the Black Falcon?
This better be a sweep.
King James.
King James.
King James, baby.
There we go.
Yeah.
All
King
right.
James.
Next, we got the Claw, who I had as the 16 seed, versus the Stifle Tower and Rudy Gobert as the 17 seed. Nick, who you voting? The Claw or the Stifle Tower?
The Claw is iconic, but the fact that Rudy is French and he's won 3 DPOYs and stifle is like a really great verb, I'm going Stifle Tower.
Okay. Ben?
This is a tough one, but I have to pick somebody. Oh, I'm gonna give it the Claw.
First
What am I?
tiebreaker of the current bracket.
Yeah. I think we're doing this again, aren't we? I gotta go with the Claw. I love the Claw. I think it's so good, and I think that also, it fits so well too because, he's a great defender himself, and and he's got those
Isn't it
huge
because his hands are massive?
It is also because his hands are absolutely.
Hands are huge, man.
All right. Next, we got the A seed AR-15, Austin Reeves, versus the finisher, the 25 seed, the finisher, Lauri Markkanen, what Cavs legend. I'm curious because AK-47 last time did really, really well. So is AR-15 going to do the same? What are we thinking?
Dude, I don't know. I really like both of these nicknames.
Miles, you go
I personally think the finisher is more clever, so I would pick the finisher.
Okay, Ben?
Oh. Yeah, that's tough. I'll give it the finisher.
Nick?
Yeah, I was going to pick the finisher as well. I think it's clever.
Wow, sweep.
Wow, an upset sweep. How about that?
I like that nickname too, though. All right, next we got the 9 seed Dame Dalla versus 24 Chef Curry. Now I'll give a little my bad. I kind of when doing the seeding, I was writing them down. I kind of forgot about Chef Curry because that would have been like a top 10 seed. I'm not gonna lie, but I kind of forgot about him until the 24 seed. But I kept it anyways.
I was gonna say, how is this a first round matchup, man?
It really shouldn't be. That is all on me.
It's a good matchup.
But it's a good matchup. Two icons from the same gen. Yeah.
Yeah, Ben, you start us off.
Yeah, it's another hard one to pick. 2 iconic names, but I'm gonna go Chef Curry.
Yeah, these are great. Both iconic, both very fitting. But Dame Dalla rolls off the tongue a little bit better, so I'm going Dame.
Oh, dude, I do not know. I was hoping that we'd get a sweep so I wouldn't have to be in this position, man. Oh, man. Dame Dalla, Chef Curry. Both are so good. Both are so good. Oh, man. I am going to go with Chef Curry. Because I personally, I don't think it's on this list because we're not going to have any duplicate players on here. I like Dame Time better than Dame Dalla. So I'm going Chef.
I know a lot of people might like Dame Time better, but I don't know. I like Dame Dollar better just because that's also his rap name and he's an actual rapper. So
No, very fair. That should not be a first round matchup though. So that's
What if it said Dame Dollar / Dame Time?
well, it doesn't. It doesn't. So let me
I'm
move
asking
on.
what if it did?
All right, next we got two of the best European guys. We got the Greek freak in Giannis versus the alien in Wemby, the new guy. Nick, who do you got?
Alien.
Alien.
Oh. Yeah,
Shoot. I'm going Greek Freak.
Oh, Ben's the tiebreaker this time.
all right.
I'm putting my bid in early.
Man, we've got into great ones in this first round matchup.
This is an elite start. Let me tell you.
Man, this is another elite matchup. This is another tough one to pick, but I just gotta pick somebody. Oh, wow. I'll go with the alien for 1B.
Wow, I am shocked. I had the alien as the 29th seed and the Greek freak as the 4. Like, I think Greek freak is a fantastic name.
That doesn't feel right that's going out in the first round, but that's just how it is.
Joey,
All right,
you matched
next-
them up. It's your fault.
I know. All right.
Hold on. How do we have the Greek Freak versus the alien in the first round, and then we have the stupid cum bucket
Yeah,
with
and the unicorn
right
is
under
named-
that?
Because the cum bucket, aka Jonathan Kuminga, is a great nickname that I don't know. I think that's a fantastic nickname. That would be my winner, to be honest, for this whole bracket.
Yeah, the whole bracket. Yeah.
But Miles' favorite nickname, the cum bucket, versus the unicorn and Kristaps Porzingis.
It's a sweep. Let's move on.
What, cum bucket wins?
No.
100. All right, moving on quickly. We got Grand Theft Alvarado, which is a 5 seed for me. I really like that name. Versus Unk Jeff Green. He's been in the league for like him and Cade are the only Supersonics that are still in the league.
Yeah, year 19.
Wow. So who we got? Nick, Unk or Grand Theft Alvarado?
I love the name Grand Theft Alvarado.
GTA.
He comes from behind and he gets those steals from behind. Like, I don't even know why that fits, but it does.
Ben?
I think I gotta give Green Theft Alvarado too.
Yeah, I am too. That's a sweep.
Yep, that's a sweep. All right. I really wanted to put the Dorter Chamber at like the last seed because I really don't like Lou Dort, but
This is another hard one.
It's a good nickname. It's a really good nickname. But versus our fan favorite, Spida. Who we got? Miles, you go first.
Oh man. Again, both of these are so good. I mean, the Dorcher Chamber is just perfect for him. I mean, it really is because he puts so many players literally into the torture chamber when you have to go against them. But Spida, it's not Donovan Mitchell. It fits perfect. The branding is on point. He's one of the few players in the league that I think really like dives into his nickname and like does it on the floor, does it with his branding. Like it's perfect. So I would go Spida, and for Lou Dort is not a favorite of the Run in the Paint podcast from his play the last few weeks.
Yeah.
I'm doing Spider.
All right, Spider too. Nick?
Torture Chamber.
Ooh,
All right, 2-1. That I'm cool with that. That shouldn't be a sweep because the Dorcher Chamber is an awesome nickname. So I'm glad we got one there.
I agree with you, Miles, though. Spida is one of the very few guys that I see like actually doing his own celebration on the court. He came out with like his shoes years ago with the Spider-Man colorway. Like, I love the way he does that.
That has nothing to do with the nickname, though.
Spida?
I mean,
Spider-Man?
him doing that has nothing to do with him being named Spida. That's why
I think,
don't
but
really.
I think it gives. I think it's more impressive when the player is going all in on the nickname. I think that him endorsing it himself makes it
Yeah.
elite.
Okay.
All right. Next, we got the number 2 seed versus the 31 seed. Uncle Drew, Kyrie Irving versus Jimmy Buckets and Jimmy Butler. Uncle Drew is one of my favorite nicknames. I miss those old Pepsi commercials.
There's a lot of good first round matchups here, and I was like not sure if there was going to be a ton of great nicknames after the last pod where there were so many good retired guys. But yeah, this is another good first round matchup. Both original, both fitting. Like they, I'm going Uncle Drew though. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going Uncle Drew as well.
Are we sweeping, Miles?
So do you guys want
Yeah,
Kyrie
I
Irving
am
to bring
too.
a cane out onto the court and wear his beard and his skin suit to like embody his nickname in this play?
That I would love that. To be honest,
Okay.
here's the thing: how many people actually made a movie with about their nickname?
No, for sure.
Like,
Yeah. Shout out to Kyrie Irving. And a happy birthday. Today, as we're recording, was his birthday. So shout out to Kyrie. I've definitely missed watching you play this year and for the end of last year. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, by the time he returns at the start of next year, it's probably going to be like a good 500 days since he's played. Like, it's been a long time. And I know I can speak for all of us. He's one of the most favorite players to watch for all of us. So we've definitely missed having Uncle Drew on the floor.
I will always love Kyrie Irving. Next round, we got the Brow, iconic Anthony Davis versus Spicy P, Pascal Siakam. In the next round, 2 dominant forwards.
Ben, you go first.
I like Spicy P in this one.
Spicy P. Okay, Miles?
I actually like the Brow a lot for AD.
All right.
I'm going with the Brow too.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
I got a feeling it's going to be Uncle Drew versus King James.
Top 2 seeds, kind of what I predicted.
It could, very well could, but we'll see what happens.
I don't know. We got some really good nicknames coming up still. Like this one, Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart. An iconic nickname, just in all the fights he gets, and I love it. Versus Ant-Man, Ant Edwards. What we
Miles?
think?
I would go beef stew. I think it fits perfect.
Ben?
I'm going Beef Stew. I agree with Miles.
I got to go Ant-Man. I mean, they both have like the name in the name.
Yeah,
And
both are so good.
I just like Ant-Man a little bit better.
That's fair. That's a good nickname. All right.
If I have an Anthony on my team, he's Ant-Man.
Yeah. I get that. All right. Next, we got Slim Reaper or the Durantula or KD, a.k.a. Kevin Durant versus PG-13, Paul George.
Well, he's not PG-13 anymore, so I'm going Slim Reaper.
Man.
Slim Reaper.
Oh, okay, that makes it easy. All right, I'll go PG-13 because I think that was fire when that was a thing.
When it was a thing, it was great. He literally changed his number from 24 to 13 just so we could have that.
Which great, but Slim Reaper moves on.
All right, next we got Tyrese Halliburton, a.k.a. the Halliban, got his iconic nickname last year's playoffs, versus Connect 4, Dalton Connect, who is probably in the G League now, right?
On the bench of the Lakers.
Oh, what are we thinking, Nick?
Halliburton.
I gotta give Halliburton.
All right, I'd go Connect 4, but we'll go Halliburton.
Let's say there's no way Miles is ever voting for the Halliban.
I can't. I also think Connect 4 is fire.
It's one of my favorite games back in the day.
Yes. So but let's move on.
All right, we got 2 iconic former MVPs, the Joker versus the Beard. Ooh, this is the tough one. Ben, let's start with you.
Well, a tough one. just gotta pick somebody, as I usually say. Yeah. Boy, both of these match these guys really well. I'm gonna go the beard, I guess.
Well, I have an issue with the gramming here because I thought it was just Joker, not the Joker.
I guess you could just say Joker.
I'm going with beard.
Okay.
Yeah, fear the beard, man. Fear the beard. That's all. That was always my favorite, even before he was a Cavs. That's not part of it either. Gosh, though, this doesn't.
Now we all like that.
I'm not giving this a sweep though. The Joker is too good for it to be a sweep though. I'll say the Joker.
Okay.
So it's not a sweep because the Joker's too good for it to actually be a sweep.
All right. Next we got the Great Barrier Thief and Dyson Daniels, who is over the last couple of years, I love that name, versus one of my least favorite players of all time in the G-Wagon, George Niang.
I vote Niang.
Oh my God.
G-Wagon / minivan.
He's literally a minivan running down the court. Ben, please do the right thing.
I'll vote Great Barrier Thief.
No one calls him that.
It's a creative nickname.
Dude, G-Wagon.
Oh no! Oh.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. Last one of the first round. And I know I said current players, but technically Chris Paul was a current player at the start of the season, so it counts.
He played this season. Yeah.
So we got the process and Joel Embiid versus the point guard, Chris Paul. The process
ending up
still 10 years going on.
You went point guard, Ben?
Yeah, I want point guard.
Man, Nick, what do you go with?
Point guard.
Point guard.
Okay, point. All right, we'll go point guard then.
Got a sweep. I like that.
All right, there's the first round. Man, there were some heavy hitters in that first round.
Yeah. All right, starting off round 2. King James versus the Claw. LeBron versus Kawhi. The Kings of LA right now.
Well, I voted for Stifle Tower, so that's an easy King James for me.
Easy King James. Ben?
James for me.
King.
Yeah.
Got another sweep?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Very Black Mamba-esque, where he's just going to kind of cruise, I feel like.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We will see. We got the finisher versus Chef Curry.
Well, I actually voted for Dame Dalla, but I'll vote for Chef Curry here.
Ooh, Nick's going Chef.
I'm going Chef.
Yeah, I'll go Chef Curry as well.
Another sweep. All right.
24 seed, Chef Curry advancing to
Again,
24 seed, bro.
Again, my bad. All right. Now we got basically the same player, just one's is much, much better. The Alien.
the. Okay, I don't know if they're the same player.
I guess. Well, really, Porzingis was kind of the alien before Wemby, if we really want to call it that. He was just called the unicorn. Like, I feel like Wemby would have been known as a unicorn, kind of, if Porzingis didn't come before him.
That's the thing, because the unicorn, like, it's a make-believe. There's
the alien.
What do we got, Ben? What do you think?
The alien.
Alien? Miles?
Yeah, I'd go the alien.
Nick?
Alien.
You got a sweep. Another
Jeez.
one. What is that?
It's mainly on the unicorn. That is awesome.
All right, we got Grand Theft Alvarado versus Donovan Spider Mitchell in the next round. What are we thinking?
Oh my gosh, man. I really like both of these.
Man, I really like both too. Ugh.
You pick one.
What deserves to move on? Well, Nick, you're going GTA, I would guess.
Yeah.
GTA for Nick.
Yeah, because he picked Torture Chamber, the last one. Oh man, Grand Theft Alvarado is an elite nickname because because that is perfect. I'll go with GTA.
Ben.
I would say Spider.
All right, 2-1. No sweep this time.
Finally, finally we get a competitive
Moving
one.
on to the third round before GTA 6 comes out. Look at that. We got Uncle Drew versus the Brow. This is a good matchup.
So good that we only saw it for 2.5 quarters.
Nice.
Yup.
Nice. Uncle Drew. For me.
Yeah, Uncle Drew for me.
Uncle
Ben.
Drew.
Yep, that's a sweep. All right, next we got Beef Stew versus Slim Reaper. Who would win in a fight, by the way, between these two?
Can either of these defeat Uncle Drew? That's the real question.
Beef stew.
Beef Stew for Ben.
I'll go Slim
well,
Reaper.
Oh,
yeah, we'd have to determine if the fight was taking place physically or, over social media.
Or
that
on
is
2K.
true.
Going 2K. Beef Stew or Slim Reaper. So I'm the tiebreaker?
You are the tiebreaker.
Oh man. I'll go Beef Stew.
Beef Stew moves on.
Because I personally like Easy Money Sniper more for KD.
Okay. I'll be honest, I kind of like the Durantula a little better. I like that early nickname that he had.
Durantula is good too. They're all good. I mean, that shows how versatile he's got like 4 or 5 good nicknames.
Yeah. All right. Next, we got the Haliban versus the Beard. Is this going to be a tough one or a sweep?
I like the beard.
The Beard.
I like the beard.
I love the beard.
That's a sweep.
Especially in this matchup, Joey.
Yup. Yes, you do. All right. Next, we got G-Wagon versus the Point God.
What
I
a
might vote
matchup.
G-Wagon just to spite Joey.
Don't do it just in spite of me.
No, I'll vote Point God.
Point God for Nick.
Yeah,
Point
point
God.
God. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's a sweep. Thank God. You guys came to your Oh my goodness.
To the Elite Eight.
To the Elite Eight. Now we have seen this story a couple times. King James.
More than a couple.
More than a
couple.
King James, Chef Curry. Iconic rivalry through the years.
I got James.
King James.
King James.
Yeah, I got King James.
King James with
I will see Steph Curry open.
What?
All right. Next to go on. The Alien or GTA.
Wow. Oh.
Who's going to lose to King James next?
I'll go Alien.
Alien for Miles. Ben.
I'll go Grand Theft Alvarado this time.
All right. Nick. Oh. Nick is
Oh.
Alien.
There's no words for it.
Here we go. All right. Next, we got Uncle Drew versus Beef Stew.
Ooh, it rhymes.
I like this one. Yeah.
Well,
I
I voted
still
for
go-
Uncle Drew twice and Beef Stew 0, so Uncle Drew.
I still go Uncle Drew. Was that a 3-way sweep then? Did you go
I think
Uncle
so.
Drew?
I did the same, yeah.
There we go.
Uncle Drew. Now we
Ooh,
got
the Rocket backcourt.
Yeah. Oof. They were fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie. The Beard versus
Should have won a title.
should have won a title.
I'm going point guard.
The point guard for Ben.
Ooh, man.
Miles, I'm assuming you're going the Beard.
Dude, I actually don't know. This is a toss-up for me.
Whoa.
Nick, you have any clue what you'd go with?
Yes.
Well,
Well, you got to pick, Miles. I asked you first.
oh, come on. All right, I'll go point guard.
Sweep.
Sweep.
There we go.
The point guard.
Beard is legendary, but the point guard that's too perfect.
Yeah. All right, to go to
Final
the
four.
finals. King James or the Alien?
Voted for each of these 3 times. So
King James.
King James for Ben.
Yeah, I'd get longevity. Longevity of King James, the chosen one.
oh, that's a good one too.
The Franchise. I have the book by Terry Pluto and Brian Windhorst.
Oh my.
All right. Next, we got Uncle Drew versus the Point God. What are we thinking?
Uncle Drew's too good.
Uncle Drew is too good.
Point guard.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, this is tough, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Are we gonna put LeBron versus one of his best friends, or his former partner in crime?
I think it's time. Even though it was just snowing in some parts of Ohio today, why in late March? I don't know. But despite all that, I think it's time that we get the banana boat out.
Oh no.
Oh, Point God moves on. What an upset. Just for reference, I had the Point God as a 22 seed.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I did not think it was that great of a like. I like the nickname, but like, I had the other ones way more. And honestly, if I didn't mess up Chef Curry, he'd probably be the 23rd seed.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah. No, the point guard, though, that's just, I mean, that's literally what he is. I mean, he was amazing at the point guard position. I feel like he was perfect. Like, he could do everything well at the point guard position for being a small guy.
Yeah. All right, but here it is, the championship for this side of for the current bracket. King James versus one of his best friends, the point guard, Chris Paul. What are we doing?
King James.
King James, yeah. Point guard is great, but not as good as King James.
Miles?
Yeah.
Yep, it's the sweep. King James sweeps. All right. That
So
brings
there,
us to the end of that bracket. Do we want to pick a winner?
well, we have to.
King James versus Black Mamba.
King
Yeah,
James?
hold on. I gotta see if I can make an official. I have to see if I can make an official bracket matchup here, so we can make it official.
To make it official, okay.
But we wanna start debating here what we think
I
here.
think we gotta let Joey vote on this one, though.
Oh yeah, true, because he doesn't have the
This is an iconic one. Like, Black Mamba is just one of the best. I remember getting 2K16 or 2K17 and pre-ordering it, and I had gave me a snake skin kind of sticker kind of thing to put on my Xbox controller for the Black Mamba. He's one of my favorite players of all times, but King James, come on. As a Cleveland fan, as a Cleveland guy,
Well, let's see what we got.
has to be
Here it is.
the #1 nickname of all time. He is the chosen one. He is the king.
All right, Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, these are two of my favorite players of all time too. I love them both. Both are great, but man, I'll say King James still just barely edges out Black Mamba for me.
Nick?
It's hard for me to decide like who to pick because I don't know if I want to pick based on a nickname or based on like who I like more as like a legendary player type thing.
Yeah.
Because like Kobe epitomizes like not being afraid of like missing any shot and like doing. I think he epitomizes like reaching the peak level of what you could get by working hard. And whereas like LeBron lives up to the potential of like being the chosen one, which is the weight of an enormous pressure. So they're both great things. But I relate more to the Mamba, not the chosen one. So Mamba.
Mamba over King. Miles.
This is super tough because I mean you're absolutely right, Nick. I mean there are two different things that fit perfectly for these two different players that excelled in the league, you know, at different things, but also the same things at the same time, which is what makes these two guys so special. Man, King James or Black Mamba. Let us know in the comments down below too what you think is the best nickname of all time, which is crazy that we're all culminating with this one. I do think that I'm going to go with King James.
There it is.
I think that King James will hold on for it. I think, well, also, I don't know what the heck we're going to do if it was a tie. Like, I don't know what we're going to do in that situation.
I don't know.
But no, I think both these two names definitely deserve it, and I think these are the 1 and 2 nicknames of all time. Well, we'll make it official. I think King James takes home the title
Joey,
of the best
that was
nickname
great.
of all
Thank
time.
you so much for putting that together.
Yeah, this was fun. I can't wait to do another bracket next year for March Madness.
Yeah, this was fantastic. Again, let us know what you think about the nicknames. Again, stay tuned for the next episode where we are going to finally give some love to the lottery teams around the league that have been in the ultimate tank race like we have never seen before. And we're finally going to get to take a look at maybe previewing their off seasons and these teams trying to turn these tank jobs into solid campaigns next year. So should be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for that. We'll see what other storylines come up over the next few days as well as we start to wind down the regular season and we continue to have March Madness going in the college world as well. You guys have anything else before we get out of here?
Don't think so.
Nope. Great job, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yes, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe for more NBA content. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.